Hey guys, welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness. Today we're playing Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary on the Xbox 360. This is a remake of the very first Halo. This is the first time I've actually ever played the Anniversary Edition. I've played the first Halo on the original Xbox. For its time when it came out, it was pretty cool, and it was one of the first game, or if not the game, that kind of really define the console first person shooter experience and the way a game controls and the fluidity of it and yada yada yada. I don't know how I'm gonna feel going back to this. I really like Halo Reach and Halo 4. I'm not a terribly huge fan looking back at the original Halo and Halo 2, maybe because they look dated. Maybe it's a graphical thing, maybe it's a gameplay thing. We'll find out. Halo Anniversary on the Xbox 360. Let's get started. This is actually made by 343 Studios or 343. Actually, not Studios, Industries, something. The people who made Halo 4 and I guess that are going on to make Halo 5. I really did like Halo 4. It's probably my favorite Halo game next to, and then my second favorite one is Halo Reach, which I did cover Halo 4 a little bit. I probably should have covered more. Maybe I'll cover it more in the future. I don't think I did Reach, so I'll definitely do Reach at some point. I used to have 3. And I don't have 2. 2, I'd have to actually play the original Xbox version. If I see it cheap in the wild or whatever, I'll get it. But I don't necessarily need every Halo game known to man. I finished 3. 3 was okay. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. It was just an experience. It was a competent game that I got through and had a good time while it lasted. It had some moments, but I really did enjoy Halo 4. And I think when Reach was Bungie's last Halo game, so after I guess Bungie went on to go work on Destiny, they Microsoft got 343 Industries or 343, I don't know how they say their company's name, to work on Halo Anniversary, I guess so they could get a feel of how a Halo game is, or maybe it was just a project they wanted to do. But I imagine from a business perspective they might have wanted them to work on this before they worked on the full-fledged sequel, and it paid off. And I'm really hoping, before I haven't started this game because I'm rambling, because rambling's my thing. I like to ramble. Do you like to ramble? Oh, if not, it's great. If you do, then I'm glad that we have something in common. But anyway, yeah, so hopefully this will have some of the stuff that Halo 4 had, and the way it feels and the way it looks. Let's go. Actually, you can't physically... Actually, you can feel the game because of the controller feedback. Man, this conversation's getting weird. One thing I remember right off the bat of the first Halo is a really long cutscene deal that looked really ugly, and even by the standards of when it was new, but this looks really nice. So far, that actually looks like the Sulaco from Aliens for some reason, probably because they're stealing it. They are space marines. So, apparently so far this is the way I would expect like a HD rendition of a remake of a game to look like, you know. I hope more companies do this where they actually change the graphics and just keep the essential gameplay. And I believe this game has kind of a cool mode on it where you actually can revert back to the way the game originally looks like. I mean, why would you want to do that unless you really want to see what you're missing out on? But if this has the same level layouts, it's probably weak in that respect, but I don't know. I still think Halo 4 looks better, but I have Halo 4. I just got it again. I finished it actually to completion, which I'm sort of proud about, before I got my Xbox 360, I don't think I finished a Halo game until I got my last Xbox 360. Now I got this one, so I'll probably end up finishing this one, and that would lead me to finish Reach and that Shock Trooper Halo game, and I guess this one. And then I'll be set, and then I could say I finished every Halo, and I'll probably miss out on Halo 5 until the Xbox One is super cheap. The character models are different looking than 4, even though this probably runs on a similar engine than 4, because like I said, this is a new company making the game. Or maybe this runs on the one of Bungie's engines. It still looks pretty good for a first-person shooter of this generation. It's not perfect. I think Halo 4 almost looks like it's on the Xbox One. That's one of the few games I'm kind of disappointed I'm going to miss out on, because I'm not a terribly huge Halo fan. I like to play the games, but I've never anxiously waited for a release or something like that, even when Halo 2 was the biggest thing, and though I ended up buying it on the first day just because it was so overhyped. It was fun. I mean, they're not bad games, they're fun. But Halo 4 was a really good game. I really look forward to it, and Halo Reach seems like a really good game too. But I didn't get to finish that yet into completion. I'm hopefully going to do it now, and since I'm going back to it, I'll make a video when I start to play that again.
All you greenhorns who wanted to see Covenant up close, this is going to be your lucky day.
I hope I can skip this. It looks like Capone from Aliens. I'm trying to skip this because I don't have subtitles. It's probably boring. I can see my legs. This looks like it has some sort of texture streaming in because his legs just streamed in. I downloaded this game. I have no idea how that affects or improves the performance. Since you've had the option on the 360 to help avoid maybe some overheating issues with the disc spinning all the time and wearing out the drive, I've downloaded is there not a subtitle option? Yeah, I want to be kind to my audience so you can listen to me ramble or ignore me and read the subtitles. So you can put it in classic mode, but we'll hold off on that until we're actually playing the game. No, save. Alright.
Vital signs look normal. No freezer burn.
This is one thing I remember about the game, is it being a little bit slow to get started. This still looks like the original, close to the original Master Chief design of Halo. I guess it's trying to stay true to the original. Also, Halo 4 has way better facial animation stuff. Check out the video, and I'll go check it out too to see what I covered or what I didn't. If I didn't do the game what I feel like justice, I'll cover it later on. I'm not promising any playthroughs or anything. I was thinking about saying maybe I'll do a playthrough. No, if that happens, I'll let you know. So this has some texture streaming shit going on. Kind of like Rage. I don't know how I feel about that, because I don't feel like this environment's really all that demanding, but whatever. Stand on the red square. I'm not even paying attention. Target each of these flashing lights. Which light is flashing that I need to target?
Okay, that looks good.
Don't invert my looking controls. I'm not flying an airplane. I know some people like it, but it's strange. Like, I love my flight games to be inverted, but when I play first person shooters, it throws me off terribly. Please don't make me go back to the other way. Vertical. Press speed to try it the other way. Thank you. Leave it like it is. Man, you don't think I'm capable of going into the menu screen and selecting that on my own? Are you guys gearing this mature rated game to toddlers? Okay, thank you for the heads up. Now let's see how bad this game looked on the Xbox One days video. This actually has 3D support, which is quite rare for an Xbox game. See how awesome it looks now. Alright, so apparently they might have improved the graphics ever so slightly. And this is probably what an HD collection on most games look like. I know I got the HD collection of Devil May Cry, and they essentially did this. Just upgraded like low res models and textures and called it the HD collection. Let's check out some of these character models. Look at that. Amazing. But yeah, like most of the HD models that you get on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 are usually like this. So I think it's commendable that they actually have they actually went and basically redid the game. So good for them, bravo. But I think it was also an exercise just to get a feel of the new way that Halo, well, get a feel, let a new company get a feel for making a Halo game, so they got it right. So that's my theory anyway. You can pick apart all the stuttering, take that out, and I'll have a complete sentence. Alright, let's go forth and conquer some epic shit. Yeah, now the game looks better. It looks like you could use some anti-aliasing, but I'm not complaining. Whatever. Ooh, look, cryotubes. They look just like the cryotubes from Aliens. We might just be in the Sulaco. Where am I supposed to go now? I didn't even listen to the thing. You know, the thing that I'm being super specific about. The thing. Do I gotta push an action button to get through? I haven't played Halo in a long time. Energy shields. I'm guessing they run on energy. It's just a hunch. I'm pretty sure that they might be energy based. My energy shields might be energy based. I think. These energy based shields. These energy based energy shields. Yeah. They could be. I heard a rumor that they might be. That, and I'm throwing common sense, but it just looks like they're sprinkling me with dead lightning bugs. Okay, I can push A to continue so I can get out of this. Get me out of here before it teleports me like inside out, like one of those telepods on The Fly. Oh, if you haven't seen The Fly, I don't really care about the Vincent Price one, but watch the David Cronenberg version of The Fly if you haven't already. That's Mikey's video pick of the week, or whenever this is being aired. But I'm sure whenever this is aired and you watch it, if you watch it, we're still going to be measuring like 7 days as a week, unless we decide to change the whole calendar. And if we do, I apologize for being incorrect, but I hardly feel like my videos will be watched that far into the future. Or maybe it'll happen tomorrow, I don't know. The explosions look nice. I was gonna see what it looked like in what fire looked like in the old version. I wonder if they're just emulating the old version and it's not really the old code. Let's find out. Even though I haven't played the old version, and that's probably why I'm so confused about what to do, especially with the sound being low. It definitely looks like downgraded fire, but back in the day, I'm sure some people thought that was amazing. I don't really think the graphics in Halo, the original on Xbox, I don't think they were like hugely groundbreaking. I know Halo 2 looked really good for its time, and it actually held up to some early 360 games, not the later ones, of course. This game looks a lot better than Halo 2. Halo 3 didn't look like a huge leap from Halo 2, ironically. At least from memory. This is all from memory, guys. Sometimes we like to look at things in rose-colored glasses, and when we go back, they don't look as good. Now, I don't remember the game looking this low res. I mean, it's high res, but I mean low res textures and whatnot. I'm playing with component cables. I'm sure if I had the HDMI plugged in, which I wouldn't be able to record because I don't have the Hauppauge HD PVR2. I only have the first one that takes component cable, so I'm recording in 720p, so I'm sure this looks even better at a higher resolution. But I think this is upscaled. I think all the Xbox 360s are usually just upscaled 1080p, so it's not native. This might be native 720p, I don't know. You'll have to look that shit up. There's a great website called Digital Foundry, which it's owned by Eurogamer, that usually goes through that kind of stuff, and they don't usually update the website as much as I would like, but I mean, when they do cover games, they cover them well, especially with console differences. Is the lensofTruth.com. So if you want to look up console differences or like the differences, sometimes they'll compare like a game and its sequel to see how the graphics are improved. If you like graphic comparison like websites, those are the things to go. So Digital Foundry, Face-Offs, I don't know the exact website, just type that in Google, and then www.thelensofTruth.com. I highly recommend those websites. Digital Foundry's a little bit better. They're usually on point. Like if a game just comes out that's new and it's fairly popular, they're gonna cover it either that day or maybe 2 days in advance. Because sometimes if you're like in America, they're like European websites. Sometimes they don't get the games till a little bit later. So whatever. Go and look it up. Don't like rely on me to explain it all for you. So we're gonna disable classic mode, save, and feel all good again. So I don't think Halo had like extremely better graphics in the PlayStation 2. It had like bump mapping. Halo 2 looked a lot better than the PlayStation 2 game. I think what made Halo stand out is that the environments were so large and the controls were better. Even if you used the old huge Duke Halo controller, which I always find that funny that people call it that. The Duke had like this gigantic clear bubble with the Xbox logo in it. It looked like one of those gumball machine containers like were glued on top of the controller and they put an Xbox sticker under it. I don't have a weapon, so I guess I gotta run. My shields. Somebody get me a gun. When people first played this, I wonder if they thought that Master Chief Chief look like an off-brand Doom guy, because he does kind of look like the Doom guy. I do like the new look at him, the updated look. They like made his suit like all textured, like between like the plates of armor and stuff. It just looks really good. I think they really found a look they should stick with instead of always altering all the time. This kind of has the rubberized undersuit that like Halo 3 had, but I think the Halo 4 kind of textured mesh look looks a lot better. I want a weapon. I want to start shooting stuff too. I just feel so left out. Remember folks, this doesn't have all the upgrades of later Halo games, I guess, level design wise and everything. This is basically a reskinned version of a fairly old game, so don't be too judgmentally harsh when you're comparing it to contemporary games. Keep that in mind. This is a homage to somebody who really liked the first game. And the fact that this game's level design is so accurate, they can change it back to the game's old rendering methods. I'm sure it's pretty close to the way the original is, but I haven't played the original in years, so I really can't compare.
Good to see you, Master Chief. Things aren't going well. Tana did her best, but we never really got a chance.
I'm sure this story is really deep. We see Cortana for the first time. She even looks different. I liked Halo so much. Halo 4. I don't really care about the Halos. I got like the little Halo 4 Master Chief and Cortana figure together. They look actually really cool because I just like how they finally, what I feel like they nailed the designs down to look unique enough, and I don't know, I just like the style of the newer games. It has a more realistic, gritty look to it. I'm curious to see what the weapons look like on this anniversary edition. It looked kind of weird me not having an Xbox console for a while and having Halo figures on my shelf. But now it looks appropriate again because I have an Xbox 360 now. I don't have the Xbox One. I don't plan on getting it, but who knows what's going to happen in the future. Maybe it'll end up being an awesome system, but I'm very happy with my PlayStation 4. And thanks again, Dean, for letting me enjoy the games of the Xbox 360. If the Xbox wasn't an inanimate object, I'd actually get the Xbox to write Dean letters and let him know like how great it is in its new home and how it's being taken care of. Yeah. It's like, sincerely, your old Xbox 360. But unfortunately it's a console and it can't write letters, as far as I know. Unless we live in the Transformers universe and I'm not aware of it, and when I'm sleeping, like, all of a sudden it transforms into a little robot and comes alive. I don't think that's the case, but I'm leaving it out there. I have to say, this has been one of my most random videos I think I've made in quite some time. Like, I'm all over the place. Before anybody asks, no, I'm not under the influence of any substances, maybe caffeine. I've had a lot of that, but I don't think caffeine makes you say half of the goofy shit that's coming out of my mouth. I don't even know where the fuck half of that shit's coming from. I was talking so much I forgot to breathe in. Oh, I got a gun finally. I've always wanted a wired Xbox 360 controller, and I picked one up, and I absolutely love it. I don't know why. Maybe it's that pressure not having the recharge and the cord's super long and I can hook it up to the PC. This doesn't have the same look of weapons that Halo 4 does. But that's okay. I'm shooting my own guy. You can tell I played this game recently. I have not. The AI in these games are fairly good compared to other first-person shooters. Although, in this Halo, they kind of seem to just bounce left and right. You gotta be kind of strategic in these games because you can run out of ammo fast. This is one of the first games I played too that only let you hold like 2 weapons at a time. I prefer the marine weapons personally. One thing about Halo that I will say, can you pistol whip people? I can't remember. One thing about Halo I always accidentally end up doing, I'm used to looking through the sights of the gun, and usually that would be like the left trigger, or usually L1 on PlayStation, depending on what game you play. Sometimes it's L2, but that's the typical look through the sights button is the grenade button in Halo, and I've been known to hit that by accident a lot. Why am I wasting my precious machine gun on these assholes? Actually, if they kept the power of the pistol of the first Halo, they might have lowered the power down. I know they did for other games. The pistol's actually really powerful. Like in multiplayer, you could essentially use the pistol as a sniper rifle. And like get like an instant kill out like only after like 2 shots. I don't know if that's the case in this one. Where's my flashlight? Is this light dynamic? I don't see shadows. No, I think that's kind of like the baked in lighting effect. Whatever. It's still fun. And unlike when I was playing Gears of War, these weapons feel like they have some power behind them. They look like they're getting hit and they're flying around, which is nice. And if I came off like I didn't enjoy playing Gears of War, it's still fun and I like it very much. It's just the weapons, until they have that death animation in Gears of War, the weapons don't feel like they're actually making contact. It might be in my imagination, but I feel like the feedback from the wired controller almost seems stronger. I can't wait to use the controller on my PC. I always wanted to get... I have this shitty Logitech controller on the PC. I've been curious what an Xbox... I guess it would work like just like on the Xbox. So I guess it's more of a psychological thing. I was about to say I'm curious what it'll be like on the PC. Exactly the way it'd be like on the Xbox. Duh. I know some people find those little guys annoying when they get shot and stuff. But I don't know. I find it amusing that they yell. And we'll play in original mode for a little bit just so we can compare. I wish there was like a dedicated button for that, but I'm sure it would accidentally get hit in the heat of battle or something. So somebody must have got a wired controller and not really like it, because this controller doesn't even feel like it's ever really been used. Maybe they got it for like one game and gave it back, and I got it for like $20. I don't like buying used controllers, but this was like in mint condition. And it was a wired one, which is somewhat hard to find unless you go to like a store that sells PC stuff. It's hard to find it like a GameStop or whatever, unless it's like an off-brand controller or whatever, but I'd rather trust the Microsoft controllers, and just like with Sony, I've had my fair share of off-brand controllers growing up. I mean, if I had to get an off-brand controller, I would. I mean, I didn't have to. I still had a wireless controller, but I wanted to get another controller. And I wanted to try it out. This is the first time I think I've tried a wired Xbox 360 controller, but I like it. It might be psychological, but I do feel like the feedback and stuff is stronger on this. And the cord's super long, and it's perfect for my room. And I don't know, just things that charge and run on batteries, I'm always like conscious of it. Like with my PlayStation, even though it's rechargeable, I'm like, does it have a long enough charge? And I also don't like the idea of the thing sitting on the charger either, because I feel like that's going to mess up the battery too. So it's nice to know that I have a controller that, as long as the insides work decently, it'll probably last. I don't have to worry about a battery or something going bad. So as long as the 360 holds up, hopefully this controller will too, because I plan on playing this through the long haul, just like I hope all my systems last, knock on wood. We're gonna go back to classic mode, but I pushed the wrong button, and I'm wasting your guys' time by rambling. I'm so sorry. I'm trying not to ramble, but I'm still rambling, so whatever. Music is remastered. Well, the sound's down so you can hear my ass talk, which you probably don't want to hear to begin with, but that's why the subtitles are there. And plus you'll hear the music on the actual video, but I can't hear the music. I might replay these levels, I don't know. Accept. And back. Okay. It's very bland. It seems like they have more battle damage looking, like dents and shit in their armor than the regular one. The gun actually looks somewhat similar. I mean, this is obviously higher resolution than the Xbox, so this would essentially be what like the average HD remake would look like. I'm running out of bullets here. I think I am. It looks like I'm grabbing quite a few. In the other Halo games, I always feel like I'm running out of machine gun. These are shields, if you haven't guessed. Okay, I think we've seen enough of what this looks like. I think that's the last time I'm gonna go back. Oh, there is a dedicated button. I just have to push the back button. Now maybe we'll look at it more, now that I know I don't have to keep on going to the menu screen. Well, that's cool. So somebody must have been on my boat and thinking there should just be a dedicated button. It's amazing how quick it can go back and forth. I wonder if they have both assets loaded. Maybe that's why they have streaming, so it can keep up with both versions of the games. I don't know. I'm not a technical guy. I don't program games. I just criticize them and say what they can do better, like I do program games, which kind of makes me sound like a damn fool, but whatever. I'm a game designer at heart that just never got to make my own games. Kind of like one of those movie critics that always criticizes movies because they're a failed film director and they never got to do film, so now their job is to say what films are good and what films are bad, yada yada yada, but they themselves have not made jack shit. See, after playing Gears of War, it's so nice to see that impact. And that blood that, I don't even know what color it is. It looks black to me. But I almost, it looks like their blood's either blue or purple when it sprays out. But when it's on the wall, it kind of looks black, except with some of the highlights. I don't know. I'm kind of digging this, even though this is the first Halo. I don't think they changed anything. This is just a fun, simple, laid back, sit on your couch, You don't have to think that much shooter. And I like it. So far, anyway. They have those husks later on, which are like, they're kind of like the aliens from the movie The Thing. That kind of are the necromorphs from Dead Space, where they kind of take over dead bodies or whatever, or transform into like mutated versions of like dead characters. They're more like the things from Dead Space, but there's some backtracking at the end of the game. It kind of blows. But so far, this is like, it's simple. It's like Doom. It's nice. It's nice. I like complicated first-person shooters, but I like these simple games too. Halo always has like this aha moment to me. I'll start playing the game and it sort of feels like a technical experience, and I just realize I'm just chilling and relaxing it, and I'm like, aha, this is why I like this game. This is what it's all about. It's not overly complicated. Where am I supposed to go though? The level design's a little bit confusing for me, because I think I'm supposed to go here, but nothing's really happening. Maybe it's here I have to go. I really dig Halo 4 though. I can't praise that enough. Halo Reach is actually so far out of the series the one that you have to use the most strategy as. We'll cover that one eventually. I'm not going to give you a day, so I don't want you sitting at your computer continuously pushing the refresh buttons on your subscription list, as if you would ever do that for any of my videos. But let's just lie to ourselves and pretend that you are. I don't want you to do that. I don't want to tell you that I'm going to do a video and then not do it. Did I just go the same way? Oh. No, I was wondering how I did the melee attack. I think it wasn't unlocked before, because I'm pretty sure I pushed the right bumper before. Xbox calls their shoulder buttons bumpers, like pinball. Yeah, Strife. You saw where that got you? Nowhere. Let me turn off my flashlight. I'm just being obnoxious now. Run! Save the village! These little aliens looks like what happens when like Keebler elves dip into the world of incest. Isn't that like a health pack or something, or does that just mean it's a hospital? Yes, I know, I haven't played this game in a long time. Whatever, don't judge me. If this game doesn't tickle your fancy, at least check out some videos of Halo 4. If you don't think if you're like a graphics whore and you want better graphics, check out Halo 4. Seriously. I don't know if I showed enough of the Halo 4 to sell it to you or whatever, but it looks a lot better. You have to keep in mind that this is a remake of the very first Halo. They were still doing stuff to try to figure out what makes Halo Halo, because there wasn't a Halo before this. You know, I know there's a graphical upgrade, but this game does still hold up gameplay wise surprisingly well. The level design, I think, has been improved in the series since this has come out, because this is kind of does that blow up? You kind of want that thing on most modern shooters that hold your hand and tell you to follow. this didn't come out during then, and really, I think we're somewhat spoiled when it comes to most games. You start to expect things. Sometimes I think our expectations ruin our experiences to enjoy new games, because sometimes there's games that try to go back to the older roots. And I think that's one of the problems people had with Castle Wolfenstein: The New Order. They're expecting every single feature that Call of Duty or Halo had, and it wasn't meant to be that game. It was supposed to go back to the old school roots, and I liked it because it added what I felt like was a genre of first-person shooter that I really missed and was missing out on. Like when I got Doom, the BFG edition, I was like pleased as punch that they were like going back to like an arcade like style game. I might have to steal one of your guys' weapons. Oh, you want me to try a grenade? Well, no, I wasted it. I didn't waste it. It was worth it watching that guy fall. But I was pleased as punch to go play back the old Doom. And what's funny is a lot of these people that complain about, oh, this game's too simple, there's not enough going on. They'll be like, do you still like the game Doom? They'll be like, yeah, I love Doom. I can still play it this day. Alright. Well, this game that you just complained about has more going on for it gameplay-wise than Doom does. And I'm not going to give you an example or whatever like that. And it's not a cop-out or whatever. I just don't want to sit here and, like, list and think about games because ADD is going to kick in and I won't be able to focus on the game as is. I'm going to probably have to steal one of those assholes' weapons. Man, I can't believe I went through all those bullets in such a short amount of time. Give me that thing. These weapons are pretty useless. But yeah, like Doom didn't have a jump button, a reload button. It was just find keys and get point A to point B. So, and just Wolfenstein is going back to that classic kind of don't think, shoot, and you still had to think, and they had cool modern moments where you could read articles and collect things, make choices, use strategy and stealth. And I'm like, these people are complaining about things that they did on purpose when they were developing the game. That's the whole point, to go back to the roots of like what an older first-person shooter adventure game was that we were extremely lacking, instead of getting some of these half-ass single-player campaigns that are just geared towards multiplayer, which I do like those games, but I mean, I really feel bummed when like there's like this cool multiplayer game, you see all these cool things in. I'll use the example Battlefield 4. Love Battlefield to death. Had fun playing the single player campaign, but it ended as quick as I started. And then there's all these cool features and multiplayer that weren't utilized, especially with the environmental destruction. There was some environmental destruction in the game, but like it was mostly set up and happened automatically. It wasn't like physics based where it would happen different every single time, you know? Why am I saying you know as if a voice is gonna come out of the computer and go, uh-huh? But like, it was so short, and it's just like you could tell they dedicated all their work to multiplayer, which is fine. I do like playing Battlefield 4 on multiplayer, but at the same time, I'm just like, they missed the point, that the whole point was the gear like a single player campaign that was lengthy to like the kind of games that they made back in the day with newer features and stuff like that. And those are the point, and it was wonderful and amazing, and I can't say enough nice things about it, and I hope that they make a sequel. And anyway, reviews don't matter. Shouldn't matter to you unless you're like a kid that has only like allowance for like one game. Then feel free to go with the reviews, because honestly, people that are buying one game like once here every 6 months aren't really the people that are helping the industry ever, but they might a smidgen. Like, you count too as gamers. Everybody that likes games to me are a gamer. Like, I was watching a video about what's a real gamer and shit. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, these are just interactive toys and people getting put down for what they like, blah blah blah. And then there's people getting upset that games aren't selling because of the reviewers, and I'm just like, no, games don't sell because of the stupid people that don't think for themselves and try the games out on their own because of a reviewer. Like, the reviewer doesn't go to, like, wherever retailer you go and say, you absolutely cannot buy this game. I will say, though, I have gone to stores and bought games where the actual retailer has said, you shouldn't buy this game sucks. Of course, they probably wouldn't have done that if their manager was there, but whatever. I'm not saying what place is, because I don't want to get the people in trouble just in case they watch my channel. But, yeah. So would this look like back in the day? Very bland. I was thinking that these graphics were simplified. I was like, I bet this isn't gonna look different than the other, like the original, and I look back. But anyway, it's the people that don't make choices for themselves' fault. But I encourage everyone to try a game for themselves. And if you really want to experience something, don't read the reviews until after you play the game, because you end up playing a game with these already preconceived notions of what something's going to be like, and your expectations a lot of times, even if you would like the game, are gonna think like, oh, this game sucks. Try a game without reading the reviews just once. Do it. I dare you. I challenge you. I'm so rambling. Like, I just need to have like a talkie video on this subject. I mean, I've talked to people about it several times, and this isn't really the place and time to do it for this video. But I like this game a lot. I don't remember much about the actual level layout and stuff like that by heart, like some people do with the original Halo and probably played it to death. But I was a late Xbox adopter, and I only played the first Halo a handful of times, so it's familiar but different. And I like that they actually upgraded everything, the graphics, and going back to the original style like this is one of the coolest features I've ever seen in a HD remake, and I wish other developers would take note. But this is obviously Halo. You probably know what you're getting into if you have a Xbox console. There's probably a few out there that have an Xbox console that's never played Halo, but you know what you're getting into. I really dig this game, the simplicity, the fluid controls. I like this a lot, and I know Halo isn't for everybody, but I enjoy this. This isn't obviously Halo 4 or Halo Reach, which are in my opinion the best Halo games, but that's my personal opinion. But this is a really fun game so far, and I dig it. I like this a lot, and I look forward to playing more of it when I'm not sucking so bad, because I'm doing a commentary at the same time. So guys, I'm sorry for all the random babbling and of this video. I was all over the place with this commentary. I apologize. Well, I kind of apologize, but in a way I think makes the videos more interesting. I'm probably gonna die because I'm not paying that much attention. I'm actually kind of impressed with the amount of attention that I'm playing. Isn't that nuts? But thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate you guys supporting the channel, whether you watch it, leave comments, or like the videos or whatever. I appreciate it. I mean, of course I make this channel for me too, like, so I have something to watch just in case people don't make content that, let me rephrase that, I make this sort of for me, like, and make things that I would like to watch just in case other people end up making content that I'm not into, but that's not always the case. There's so many excellent channels, and you should check them out on my main page. I have a lot of them listed that I enjoy. But yeah, I do this channel for you guys too. So and I'm not buttering you up to get to the next part where I say, if you don't mind, if you like this video, please like it. It just was bad timing. And would you feel, if you wouldn't mind, leave a comment, positive or negative. If you do choose to leave a positive if you choose to leave a negative comment, of course I prefer the positive comments. Like, make sure the criticism is constructive, and please don't leave comments telling me how to play the game. I'm doing a commentary at the same time, folks. I'm gonna naturally suck for me because I can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. So just make sure the criticism is constructive. Don't be an asshole. It would be greatly appreciated if you weren't an asshole. Like this internet bullying and just people just being straight up purposeful, like, assholes. It's just an internet bullying and shit. It's just ridiculous, and I have no time or patience for it. Like, if I think you're purposely being a dick or mean, I'm gonna block your ass in a second. Or if I see you mean to other people too. Man, that's the first time I've ever been kind of stern on my channel, and this is such a wacky video to do it on because I'm just rambling about everything. But yeah, just make sure the criticism is constructive. Just don't be mean. I mean, that's not too much to ask. And if you're new to this channel, like, and you like this video, feel free to subscribe. And you absolutely hate me and hate this way my voice sounds and my commentary and everything like that, there's almost 500 videos on this channel. Find a video you like. I'm sure there's probably one that you can muster enough strength to get through and pretend that you like my video, and then subscribe. So either way, you're obligated to subscribe. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys on the next video. I hope you enjoyed this. Take care. Thank you for watching. Bye.